Greetings! Today I wanted to show you the conclusion of my collaboration challenge with VCArtisan Originals, and show you guys kind of my process, brain thoughts, whatever, and what have you. So, the final piece you may have seen on my Facebook page. If you haven't been there already, you can check out a lot of images of this in semi-reasonable lighting. But this is what I ended up with. A bracelet which I have called Memmatus after the little bubbly clouds that can form on some gentler thunderstorms. And our theme was Stormy Night, so I thought that was kind of appropriate. Because I like the focal piece is very bubbly and sparkly and yeah. This would look absolutely lovely as a choker. However, I was not about to do any of that shit, because no. And I was actually kind of proud of myself, because I actually used every single shape of beads. And I only used 2 seed bead sizes. So I only used one color of 11-aught seed beads, and one color size 15 seed beads, which I'm almost out of these. But anyway. And these are all my leftovers. That's all I've got left, which is pretty cool. I've got a handful of super duos, mostly the short magatamas, and a couple of daggers, some squash beads, some fire polish left, and some rondelles, and that's about it. I'll go over where all of my parts went once I extract the list. Okay, so you can obviously see where the drum beads are. I used them here alongside. The silver stardust beads are kind of being used as a structural point in the center. The silk Swarovski I used to accent the fringe beads at the bottom. Let's see, the silver polished squash beads, silver plated squash beads I used in here. I've also made a tutorial of both the entire bracelet, and in those directions I also figured out that this can be used with 4x6 rondelles, or the next size up. I had a hard time figuring out how big these things were, because there's 3x4 rondelles, and then there's something larger. So I think the next size up is 4x6, I hope. But yeah, I'll link down a tutorial link to the PDF that I have on my Craftsy if you guys want to check that out. I've also experimented and made it a pendant only for people who aren't interested in the huge magnificentness that is this piece. Anyway, moving on. 3mm black and shadow rondelles. I've kind of snuck some in the fringe bits, as well as there's the gray ones inside and between there that you can't really see too well. I kind of snuck in between there. The etched daggers are obviously at the fringe. And the 3mm gray glass pearls are incorporated in the focal. And the blue rondelles are all over the outside of this right here. Alright, the magic fire polish beads, I kind of added some in between, some in the fringe part here. And the short magatamas, I actually did not use as fringe. I just added them as a bit of a structure on the side. And yeah, I used quite a bit of super duos. I used them on the back of the focal. I used some as a connection point between the 2 drums. Drums are not very fun to work with, and let me tell you why. They're very heavy, and they're very sharp. So use heavy thread whenever you're going to be working with those. Yeah, even before I started, I broke like all of it, and I made the stupid mistake of using nylon first. That wasn't fun. So I would definitely not recommend. I used this extra big-ass clasp that I had hanging around in my collection because I did not want to make the project any bigger than I wanted to. Yeah. So that is up with that. And overall, I really, really enjoyed the piece. It would look really great as a choker too, but I do not have a long neck, and this would look like crap on me. So, I chose to do a bracelet. It's very, very fun to wear. But I haven't decided what direction I should wear it as, because if I wear it like this, if I carry it, if I have my hands at my sides, these things are going to flip over and be just kind of weird. But if I have it like this, one, that still looks funny. Two, if I'm holding up my hand, then these are going to flip over. And it's just kind of like, meh. But anyway, it's a really fun piece. I'm glad I was able to get it teachable and to kind of simplify it. But yeah, this is like the 10th iteration of my design. What I originally tried to do is to make a focal piece using the drums, kind of shaping these into a cloud, but the gaps between these two holes are so wide that it's very, very hard to travel back and forth in between it. Especially because I'm putting strain on all the fire polish that I put behind it. And it just was not a fun time, so eventually I ditched that. And then, I was like, can I have a Rivoli on my piece? So, she said she wants to add a round stone too, so it's not like we're both cheating, and then that's all good. But yeah, that is what happened with my design process of Memmatus. Again, I will have a link to the PDF tutorial for Craftsy for both the bracelets as well as the standalone pendant, if you guys want to try it out yourself. This one is definitely an intermediate advanced piece. This one is probably more towards beginners because everything is so repetitive. And then, on to what she designs. These are the beads that I gave to her, and you can check that out on her blog post as well. And this is what she made. Yeah, no, you're gonna have to go onto her site in order to check that out. But it is awesome! So, that has been it for this version of the collaboration design challenge. What'd you guys think of this? Did you guys enjoy kind of seeing how things processed and everything develop after that? But anyway, I think that'll do for this episode. Let me know what I should be doing in the future for other collabs and stuff. And of course, if there is anything that I need to be trying out right now, feel free to leave me a comment down below, and I will see you next time.